My lovely people of YouTube, Nick Sorensen, we're back here again today in my van, cruising around, shooting some videos, and as always, I want to open the discussion here and lay the foundation for our collective future success. Today's video is about something called the Hedgehog Concept, and this is based on a Greek parable that states that the fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing. So the idea is that the hedgehog is a true expert at one thing, while the fox is cunning and knows many different smaller things. And the secret to the hedgehog concept was revealed in Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. I believe this came out in the late 90s or early 2000s, but it's still very relevant today. And basically the premise of this book is they studied thousands of different businesses and large organizations over time and tried to really pick out, what are the key traits that the successful organizations had that went from not only good to great, but sustained that greatness over time. So one of those key things that the sustained great organizations had was a hedgehog concept, and that was seen pretty much across the board in these companies. It's a big reason for their success, but I believe it's also a big tool that we can use in our daily lives. So whether you're an entrepreneur, already have a big business of your own, or you just want to take advantage of this concept to create more clarity and growth in your own life, I think you'll find value in this video. So the most obvious question, what are the makings of the hedgehog concept and what actually is this? The key to the hedgehog concept is essentially 3 questions. So you can answer these 3 questions to come up with your hedgehog concept. Let's go through these together. The first one is, what are you deeply passionate about? So this is all the things that really interest you. What do you wake up for in the morning and what gets you excited? So when I was going through this, I was putting everything from like snowboarding, cycling, to marketing, entrepreneurship, creating businesses, also creating art and music. There's all different things that you'll have on this list, and you want to put them all on there. Make the list as long as you need to and get everything that you're passionate about on there. Once you've got that, move on to the second question, and that is, what can you realistically become the best in the world at? And I know at first this sounds kind of crazy. Even as I was answering it for myself, I was like, damn, what can I actually become the best in the world at? And the truth is that there's something for every one of us, and I truly believe this, that we can become the absolute best in the world at. And it could be something very small, it could be something very large, but it's something that you have within you that a lot of other people don't have, that allows you to become really good at something specific. So this one takes some time to think through, and that's totally okay. You got to work through it. Once again, a good way to do this is to just write down just list off all of the things that you're like, even if it's like maybe, or you're not quite convinced of it yet, that you could become the best in the world at it, put it on the list and just list them all out. And then eventually you'll start to get a little bit more clarity and focus as you run through those. So once you've got those listed down, we'll go to the last question, and that is, what drives your economic engine? So this doesn't have to be purely economic. If you're using this in the business sense, then you would want to have it be more economic, but you could also just say what creates the type of success you're hoping to achieve in your life. And so the way they laid this out in Good to Great generally used profit per X. So that doesn't necessarily mean you have to actually say profit per this, but it could be like sales generated per employee. It could be a million variations of that. Like, it's a really key driver of your success, and you have to go not just on the top level, like you have to dig into what is actually driving your success. Go 10 steps beyond that to figure out, maybe the key to your business is actually just building a really good team, and it's not about making the most profit on each car you sell or whatever. Like maybe the key to your business is something that you never really realized, or the key to your success and happiness in life is something that you never really realized. But once you dig down and really look at what's driving your actual happiness or your success or your business growth, that's where, you know, the really cool answers start to come out. Again, for the third time, make a list of all of these. The third question is definitely a challenging one. I struggled with it for a while, but that's okay. That's part of the exercise, is that you have to struggle through this and you have to really put the thought into it in order to achieve this amazing concept that's going to have real world impact on your life, business, or whatever you want to apply this to. Once you have all of these listed out, you've got all your answers and you think there's nothing more you could put on that list, it's time to start identifying where these overlap. So I'll put a little graphic up here that shows, you can picture it as 3 circles, and you want to find, you know, where there's overlap. So maybe there's 2 things that overlap, but they don't quite fit with the third. You want to go through all of these and try to really think of ways that they can fit together and ways that you can come up with what's making up the middle circle or the middle portion that is an overlap of all 3 of these questions, because that is where the secret lies. And what I mean by the secret is this is your hedgehog concept that will give you such clarity and such focus on reaching your actual meaningful goal that if you truly carry it out over time, it is almost impossible not to eventually make significant progress towards achieving that goal and achieving your dream life or your dream business, or both of those together, because let's be honest, business and life are often very connected. But anyways, the overlap is where your hedgehog concept lies, and within that concept there is a huge amount of power. Of course, in order to access this power, you have to actually apply this concept to your life. So I just want to go through how I applied the hedgehog concept to my life, which was first addressing all of those key questions in great detail. But you got to understand that this might take, you know, days, weeks, months to get fully dialed in on your hedgehog concept, because it's not a small thing. It's a very significant thing that is meant to be very powerful, and you want to put in the time to make sure this is as developed as you could possibly get it. So once you have your hedgehog concept, it might seem a little overwhelming because there's probably going to be some big changes that need to be made, whether it's with your business strategy or the way you're operating your life, the things you're doing on a daily basis. They might need to change, and that is totally okay. It might take some time to kind of accept that and figure out how to, you know, make those adjustments that you need to make to better align with this hedgehog concept that you now have. But if you do the work and put in the effort to make it happen, the results are, there's really no limit to the results, is the crazy thing. With such a small, you know, concept, there is so much potential. And that's the whole point of this video, is to try and give you this tool that you can use to really change your life. And at the same time, I'm using this for myself to try and change my life and work towards my dreams. So it's like, I'm giving you this, but at the same time, I'm in here with you, working through it all. And so I want you to make sure to leave a comment with how this is going for you, what you think of the hedgehog concept, and maybe you've already experienced this or worked through this in the past. I want you to share your additional knowledge on the hedgehog concept or the similar idea to this, and let's kind of get a discussion going on how we can make this even more powerful and more useful in our lives. So I truly hope that this helps you find some clarity and get moving in a very big way towards your dream life. And I know that there's a million ways you could implement this stuff into your life. I can't get into all of that in this video, but we're going to be doing a lot more stuff on this channel, so be sure to subscribe to catch the next video. And as always, I wish you all the love, all the success, all the happiness in the world, and I will see you very soon for another video.